Oh, look, I had to start again. Blimey, I'm very sorry about that. That was very, very frustrating and annoying. For some reason, it just, well, stopped. Don't know why. According to this, I was streaming, but according to YouTube, it froze. So anyway, we're back again. So I'm gonna have to start again because it'll be a bit odd otherwise. So I do apologise for that. So stick with us. Anyway, I want to talk about the GVMS, and it's a system used for importing and exporting in and out of the UK. It wasn't required for imports until the 1st of January this year, but it is now. And it was, and before January the 1st last year, it wasn't required for exports from the UK into the EU. But now it's in both directions. And a few days ago, I did actually talk about this before in a live stream. I've also done videos about this as well, about the GVMS, import and exporting from the UK to the EU. But not just that, but also everywhere. The system's not just for the EU. And that the chief system that's used, the software that's used, is old and antiquated. They have brought in a new system called the CBS, but it's running in conjunction with, as a part of the complete package. But I just can't cope with it. No. The chief system, it was okay when we had much fewer. Even then, it was a little bit glitchy. It couldn't really cope with the 48 million declarations into the UK from third countries. But when it came to Brexit, well, it definitely can't cope with the 250 million a year estimated declarations. And looking at it, it might even be a lot less, to be honest, considering what's going on. It's a mess. Because on the 1st of January this year, the actual system itself collapsed. It broke. It halted it. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you know Kieran the van driver, so I hope everybody can see now. Please let me know. Put about chat. And hope the sound is okay. So what we got going on here? We've got 11 people watching at the moment. Hopefully we'll get a few people back again because it wasn't supposed to do that. So, okay, yeah, we're back. Hello, Paul. Hello, Geraldine. Hello, Mad Monk. Brexit Central. RC. Ald. Trallow. Is it Trusty? Trallow. And that's it for the moment. That's brilliant. All right, thank you very much. Is the sound okay? Yeah, all 8 minutes of it, Paul. It's I don't know why I didn't do it. It just happened. It just literally just stopped the stream. Whether it's because my there was a glitch in the internet or something that thought, I don't know. Normally it just reconnects, doesn't it? It just goes a bit weird for a bit and maybe a bit like that, and then it reconnects, but it didn't. So it just stopped. So I do apologise for that. So hopefully it sounds good. Because it's my new microphone. So hopefully it's good. Is it loud enough for you? I think sometimes I have it too loud, sometimes I have it too low. Trying to sort of work around in my head, trying to get a happy medium. Oh, QA Library says, in the last few weeks, a single pallet of goods from Europe has gone up £92, from 92, pounds to 150. So two 26-ton boxes from Spain to Manchester for a customer cost £2,440 for crikey. So that's land haulage. That's getting really costly. Well, look at the cost of containers at the moment. It was under 5,000. Now it's nearly 15. Oh, it's over 15,000 now from China. So it's getting mad, absolutely mad. And obviously, at the end of the day, somebody's got to pay for it. As usually you. You know, you can't expect business to suffer all the costs. They won't be in business, would they? Sound and video is okay. Oh, that's good. I can hear you in the free part of the. Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. In the free part of the world. Okay. Anyway, anybody who knows the podcast by Graham Hughes called Three Blokes in a Pub will know this guy here, Kieran the van driver, or the Euro courier as he called himself. And I think he did a couple of episodes or so anyway with Three Blokes in the Pub, the original ones. Anyway, he took these pictures on the 1st of January, asking where are all the lorries? Where are they all gone? Yeah. Can you? I can't see a lorry there. No. So one in the distance? Maybe. No. This is Dover. This is. So it's a Dover Cal. I can't remember. Disruption to. Oh, he's just saying the port. So it's just nothing there. And why is that? It's because they're all stuck in customs. Because the system crashed. The software that's used to pre-log all the documentation for exports and imports now into the UK, it just can't cope with it. It just can't cope with it. So anyway, he posted these pictures online because he was asked to. So he did. But what we have here is this showing up on. Hang on, what's going on there? Might have to just drag it down a bit. Bear with me. Window capture. Okay, there you go. You have to have like an API to be able to use the .gov system. So this is the CHIEF system. This is Customs Handling, Imports and Exports of Freight, CHIEF. This was written or updated last December. Not December, just gone. December. Yeah, not December we're in. Last December 2021. Just before they got the deal. Yeah, the day before. That's what that tell you. Well, it's supposed to be prepared, you know. You're supposed to be prepared for this. We knew exactly what's going on, didn't we? Yeah, of course. Everyone knew what Brexit meant. They just wanted their Brexit. They didn't care. That's what I reckon. Anyway, so the changes for exports going through Dover, Eurotunnel, Holyhead, and Fishguard. So this was coming from the UK into the EU, and the goods vehicle movement service. So it's the whole encompassing thing for doing any imports exports, and you've got to be able to pre-lodge all your declarations. I can't remember how much time you had to give, how much lead time you needed, but pretty much everywhere, as you can see here, Holyhead, Eurotunnel. Now, no wonder Ireland's doing quite well. They're actually got their own routes now. They're bypassed the land bridge of Great Britain. That's stuff like shooting yourself in the foot. Accept additional cookies. Okay, let's bring this back up again. The problem is I'm doing different websites. They format differently. Okay, so there we go. Come back. Okay, an overview. Goods moving into and out of the UK will be subject to new customs controls because the UK has left the customs union. Now, customs controls make sure HMRC can collect the correct duties at the right time, protect UK businesses and consumers, and avoid any unhelpful trade distortions between the UK and the EU. Oh, so why didn't you do it on the 1st of January last year then? Oh, I wonder. Was it because you weren't ready? Anyway, the Goods Vehicle Movement Service, the GVMS, will link declaration references together. This means the person moving goods only needs to present one reference at the frontier to prove that they're okay. Is it okay? Can anyone tell me if it's actually okay? Because it just went loopy again. Let's come back on. Say I'm streaming. This is getting very frustrating. So the lorries are, oh, you're still there. Oh, thank God for that. Because what happened? Cheers, Geraldine. Cheers, Kit Kat. What happened is the little box just popped up. I don't know if you heard a little ping. A little box just popped up telling me it just disconnected and reconnected within the OBS software that I'm using to stream. And it's a minute ago, then it just cut me off. Yet it said it's streaming. So that's rather annoying. Thank you for letting me know. That's brilliant. So where was I? I've got this. That kind of threw me. That did. All right. Right. So let's get back. Okay. There we go again. I do apologise for that. So it links declaration references together. This means the person moving goods only needs to present one reference at the frontier to prove that their goods have pre-lodged declarations. They link the movement of goods to declarations, meaning that they can be automatically arrived and departed at the HMRC systems in near real time. This is all in theory, not practice. Yeah, you might be right there, Jerry. Boris is bugging me in more ways than one. I think he's trying to cut me off. That's what it is. Notify users via the software whether their inbound goods have been successfully cleared in the HMRC systems by the time they arrive in the UK. Their goods movement records and references at the border, locations operating pre-lodgement model and using the goods vehicle movement service to control goods pre-lodged declaration references will need to be linked together with a single goods movement record. Now, when they actually make their applications for this, or do that before they can actually do any of this, they can't say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to start exporting goods into the UK. Well, they can say that, but they're not going to be able to do it because they need this thing here called these APIs. Now, the APIs, think of it like a key into the system, so it allows them access into the system. Now, just like I'm streaming at the moment from the OBS software, OBS is not YouTube, so YouTube are obviously very protective over their security. So YouTube says, okay, you need to have an API, and it's only the person who has the channel, such as myself, has that code, the API code. So it gives you that access. So you need this API before you get access into the government system, so you can actually pre-log all your, so you do your goods vehicle movement service certificates. You're pre-logging your declarations for your import or your export. So it's a bit of a nightmare, and that nightmare has materialised. But before I do that, I'm just going to check the chat. I love you guys. I want to speak to you. And I got a coffee as well. Hope you don't mind, I can drink that at the same time. So I've stuck a monitor up there. Like I say, I stole that at my workshop. So I've got a computer in the workshop that I use quite a lot, and it's got no monitor on now. I could do get myself another monitor. So I've got to get a new one for here or a new one for there. Anyway. So let's move back up here. Widow's sound came up. Okay. Still sound and good. Boris is bugging you. We can hear you in the sunny VMD. Woohoo! Cool. Q library or QA library. Added to the increase of freight prices, there's extra rise in cost, e.g. per invoice collection address from the EU. It's averages £25 per export document and £40 per import delivery address to the UK. Crikey! So I didn't know. I didn't actually know that. Thank you for that. That's something I need to research. That's interesting and expensive. You know, if you're doing this all the time, it's going to be an absolute flipping nightmare, isn't it? Absolute nightmare. So, also, Paul C says, the moment you put in the letters, it won't work. It won't, what? The moment you put in the letters, it just won't work. Can I just clarify a point here? If the system doesn't work, the UK has got no food. It requires on a, it's not well, it's got no food security, has it? There's about 70-75% of the food comes from the EU. There's more coming now, obviously, from Australia and places like that. But not fresh goods, you know. You've got to have your spinach, haven't you? You've got to have your spinach. Yeah. Was it go that way, don't that one? Popeye. So that's a nightmare. And the moment you put the letters in, it doesn't work. So that's buggered. The chief is letter based. EU system demands 740 to 730 or 720 for Dover. I don't understand what that means, mate. Sorry. Londoner, whatever it is, it's probably bad. The UK wants Ireland to have a smart border. Yeah. They can't even operate their own borders. No. Oh, that's what you said. And they can't even run a standard border. No, they can't. Dear me. I don't know what. The thing is, this is not something you can just miraculously sort out. They've been trying to sort this software out for ages. They've done trial runs with it and all sorts of stuff. They've had problems all the way through with this software and the system as a whole. And now we've got, instead of 48 or 50 odd million declarations a year, we've now got a quarter of a million. No, 250 million, sorry. Quarter of a billion declarations. That's mad. It's just no. You can't. This is just so ill thought out. It's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But the only way you can sort that out is to rejoin the customs union. So lorries are moving in Dover port. Oh, they are they? You say they are moving in Dover port, Dave Bannister. Okay, Brian McQuirk says an application programming interface, yeah, an API, is a connection between two computers or between computer programs. It's a type of. Oh, I see. So it's like a It says interface. So it's like a code. It's like a language in between the two, offering service to other pieces of software. Yeah, a bit like what I do with my YouTube. I also have to do it with other things, other bits of software that I use on my websites. You have to have an API. So the counterpart from my friend trucking company has grown from one full-time person and one part-time person to over 200 full-time people now, and they build on extra floor on the. Oh, they have to build a new floor on their headquarters. Yeah, I hope it's not going to be like that new floor they built in India in the textiles place that collapsed. Check your footings first. Ellie Divided says, what surprises me most is that the UK is still operating, well, kind of operating. Their IT system on Workday 4 expected them to simply give up on day one in the evening. Yeah, that's a good point. Why does anyone expect government software? Good point. They've always, oh God, I can remember, even when I'm from Norwich, they spent a huge amount of money trying to upgrade all the computer systems in Norwich City Council, I think it was, and it didn't work. They just wasted money. Crazy, absolutely crazy. What? It's a bit like the helicopters, isn't it? You get the software right in the helicopters. Now, why does anyone expect government software? No, that's a fair point. Yes. Yeah, frictionless trade. Yeah, well, I don't quite understand the mentality there. How can you have frictionless trade when you put friction in between? Go figure. Don't make any sense whatsoever, does it? It's just nuts. The government will be boasting that the systems are working better than test and trace. I wonder if it cost the equivalent of 12 Queen Elizabeth aircraft, HMS Elizabeth aircraft carriers. Possibly. Patrick O'Keefe says there's just too many crossing points on the island, Northern Ireland border. An electronic border would work a lot easier on Northern Ireland. Yeah, fair point actually. Yeah, because loads of places you can go, and it's also when Scotland leaves the UK, if you travel, I can't remember the name of the road now or the number, whatever. But if you go from like east to west to east or east to west, you're traveling on that motorway. One minute, I remember it being in the on my motorbike going across there. Because we just done that Lake District, I think was it Lake District, or was it Edale? No, Edale. We've just been in Edale. We're doing Kirkstone Pass and places like that. Anyway, we're traveling on the motorbike. 1 minute we're in England, the next minute it says "Welcome to Scotland." 10 minutes later, "Welcome to England." Scotland. It does that across the border. But I can deal with that one when Scotland finally leaves the Union. So, I hope it's better than the Horizon Royal Mail software, yeah. Now, talking about software, me living here in France, software systems generally work, but some of the websites are awful, terrible, in fact. But also, a lot of them don't work on browsers such as Chrome, especially not the government ones. They're just really glitchy. There's all sorts of problems. And you go onto onto Microsoft Explorer or something like that, or what's it called now? It's called something else now, isn't it? The beta version, which has also got, I think it's also got the same code, some of the same code as Chrome, and it works perfectly fine. That's very frustrating. Just wish to just shake hands and just create something that everybody can use without problems. The ERJ, oh god, really? The ERJ says about smart borders, but Norway, Sweden, and Denmark started talks of a project in the 1980s after 2 relaunches of a 500 million plus spent. Only one part of the system actually works. Crikey. An anti-chafe border. Well, they've certainly got a chafe border at the moment. It's causing way too much friction, it is. You need to get some caniston on that. You're going to get a fungal infection. You're not careful. Oh, afraid we already have. It's called Brexit. Lovely. Blimey. The British border in Ireland is too porous for any serious customs or immigration border. The England-Scotland border is far easier. About 7 main access points and no heavy populated areas on it. It's too big and cold. So I reckon. No, this is very true. You shouldn't knock this, William George Fraser. The Sinclair ZX81s were absolutely fantastic with their they're the ones with the touch sensitive buttons. Brilliant, very innovative. If only we had Mr. Sinclair, he would help us get us out of this problem. And we do haulage with the C5s. That'll work. Oh, the German-Swiss border is more difficult, but they manage it. Okay, fair point. Because last year I went over the Swiss border several times actually on the motorbike, doing I can't remember that pass, the big windy pass, the one's quite often on Top Gear and what have you, going from Italy to we get over one side and get to another pass and come back down the other side. But yeah, it was good fun. There wasn't any real hassles there at all. But it's not the same, is it? It's not the same. We've got a different attitude in the UK with our government. Our government. God, that feels so painful to say that. So, anyway, let's get to the next bit. Right, okay. So, we're going in. I'll have a sip of coffee quickly before it gets cold. It's quite funny, though. That was talking about that a few days ago. That the system's likely to break because it's too old and antiquated. Yeah. See that? I did tell you so. I shouldn't laugh. It's just so damn obvious that's going to happen. Just, oh, God. Anyway, let's get to the point. The point of the video is things like this. And this is, let's get back up again. There we go. This is the London Economic. And it says here, let's bring that down a bit just so you can see. Oh, not that one. That one. There you go. This is in the London Economic. And its new post-Brexit IT system brings lorries importing goods to the UK to a halt. Now, this was posted on the 5th, which surprised me a little bit because, I'll tell you what I will do. I'll just bring it a bit bigger so you can actually see it. I'll help my eyes as well at the same time. It sounds like a plan. It does. I love it when a plan comes together. So, yeah, okay, that's in the London Economics. It's been in various papers, online papers and obviously paper papers, printed papers. But this one just seems the most, well, for starters, it's more to the point. So anyway, a new post-Brexit IT system, like we've been talking about, is creating huge lorry queues in the EU, as vehicles are trying to bring various goods to the UK. The latest red tape, bonfire red tape and all that, comes as new Brexit restrictions were implemented on the 1st of January, meaning imports to Britain need to be processed through the Goods Vehicle Movement Service. The GVMS. Oh, an acronym. Companies are already having trouble with the system. Bloomberg reporter Joe Mays said, Glasgow loves EU reacted to the news. Glasgow loves how the EU reacted to the news that the GVMS is, already bringing lorries to a halt. We can laugh about it, but obviously we don't want people not being able to get food because, quite frankly, we are going to be looking at more empty shelves with this. It's just inevitable. This is a major problem, really. If only it was a laughing matter, like I say. I could just said that, couldn't I? I could just carried on reading. The group said, adding that the UK imports almost 50% of its food, and that's more than that, and 84% of its fresh fruit, and is heavily reliant on EU countries such as Spain for vegetables and salads. Oh dear. Oh, now I get it now. Glasgow loves it. It has a handle on Twitter. And Joe Mays. Oh, Joe Mays. Okay. So UK issues not unexpected. Honda says, after being caught in red tape. Well, they left, didn't they? They said, bugger this, we're off. They didn't exactly say that because they try to keep themselves very diplomatic in case they don't upset anybody. But it's pretty obvious the reason why they left. And I won't be surprised Nissan will follow suit once they realise the money dries up from the government. It's very convenient at the time to supply Nissan with a load of money. But now, is it? Does it make are they buying votes or what? I don't know. Anyway, in one case, Angelos Panayiotou of Windfall Logistics is trying to send iced tea to the UK. But despite having all the paperwork in place, gets an error message from the GVMS. Now, he said, there's no one to help. You've just got drivers stuck at port, unable to move. Now, Steve Cock of the Customs House, a Kent-based broker, he said that it has been blocked since the 1st of January because of the new system is not working. This is such a major, up. And it should have been all ticky-dee-boo, shouldn't it? Tested and, hunky-dory. But no. They could have trialled this with some kind of... they're going to basically attack the system with a load of declarations and see what happens all at once. My son-in-law in Nigeria, he that's what he does. He literally stresses websites and tries to break them. Now, it's going to cheese off a lot of people and have a lot of additional charges for vehicles that aren't getting to the UK, he says. Among companies stuck at the UK border is Japanese giant Honda, which has had a shipment of parts pulled over by authorities because some goods were not coded correctly. In a statement, a Honda spokesman said the problems were not unexpected as the UK's new customs systems came online. Now, but Mays warned that the problem could be much bigger than it appears. God, you telling me? He said, this is another case where it will be hard to see the disruption. Many trucks simply won't leave factory premises until they've got their GVMS clearance, so it won't be necessary to be queues at the ports. But actually behind the border hold-ups akin to January 2021. But of course, it's early days. Freight volumes are typically light in early January, fair point, and industry figures say that they expect it to pick up from the 10th of January, which will be a truer test. A test. We shouldn't be testing now. This should not be a test. No. It should be all working. Anyway, they hope that these are teething problems which officials will quickly fix. How? How many people are you going to have to get on that to try and fix that software? It needs new software, new systems. You don't write these things overnight. Beta versions and all that. Anyway, though, as of the 4th of January, the first proper day of trading under the new system, that's the state of play. Some reported disruptions, but others are sort of muddling along. All eyes are on whether it is getting better or worse in the days to come. A HMRC spokesperson said the GVMS is online and is working as planned. They planned all this. They planned for it not to work. The 1st of January 2022, when full customs controls were introduced. Now, we are aware of the small amount of user error issues. See, this is what they do. They put the blame on everybody else. Now, the point is, let's say, for instance, the system does work. If it's not clear to those using it, it doesn't work. Plain and simple. Now, anyway, with some of the new customs processes as traders and hauliers adjust to the new controls, which we expect they are addressing. HMRC continues to undertake a wide variety of engagement activity with hauliers and traders to ensure they understand the new obligations. But from what I hear, they haven't spoken to any of them. So it's I was about to swear a word, but I better not. So that's in the London Economic. It's complete in that mess. Plain and simple, really. Let's see what you're saying. So let's get the camera back. I want my camera. Where are you? Oh, I'm back. Oh, I'll be back. I'll sip of coffee. It's a lot better, Dad, because I can actually... I've got the screen up here. Up there. I can see the chat a lot clearer. Oh, come on. Up. This is actually a fair point. Ol says, why on earth EU furriers need to export to the perfidous, I can't even say it, perfidous Albion, where the drivers would like to pass through all the hassle? Aren't they sovereign and independent? That's a good point, isn't it? Why are we importing anyway into the UK? We don't need anybody, apparently. It's just so insular. So stupid insular. The UK can't sustain itself. If it doesn't just need food, it needs materials. It needs core materials, ore, all sorts of stuff. It's just madness. We haven't been able to sustain itself for donkey's years. They are a donkey, aren't they? All joking aside, this is an absolute madness, says Londoner. A modern country in 2022 doing this to itself. Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? It's just absolutely crazy. The SMMT said that we could lose 80% of car production in the UK, and so far, that's our trajectory. There isn't much car manufacturing in the UK anyway, really. Definitely not UK owned. No, they don't. The BBC hasn't. No, I was waiting and with bated breath that I was on the first show. I want to hear all the stuff that was going, all the problems and what have you, and no one was talking about it. It's all about, obviously COVID, for instance. That was talked about a lot, and still it is. And no one talks about COVID, the fact that the UK, your infection rates would be about 15% higher if they counted the actual reinfections. If you've had COVID, yeah, and it's you're registered having COVID. If you get it again, they ignore it. It's no longer a new infection. Where's logic in that? One way holding down the numbers, isn't it? Stupid. Stupid is and stupid does. Yeah, the Internet Explorer has been screwing up the internet since the 1990s, but quite frankly, they have done quite a lot of good stuff as well. Someone recently joked, teething problems, for a shark. It's painstaking, it really is. And you are right about sharks, because... Enough of that. I couldn't resist. As soon as you mentioned sharks, I had to do that. I thought we hadn't done today.
Kipper.
Yeah, I hadn't done that yet. I hope the sound effects are a good volume, because I was having a bit of problems yesterday, because I think they were too high. I ain't got, because I'm not wearing headphones, I can't monitor it. And if I do try and monitor it through the speakers that go through the microphone, then you get reverb. It'd be awful. You won't hear my beautiful voice. Ooh. Saucy. Yes, you are right, Kit Kat. It's a shame the UK has Emerde. See what I did there? It's French foot off. That's what Macron said yesterday. But apparently it's a reference, though, an historic reference. Some other politician said it a while ago, so I saw it online yesterday. I don't know if it's true or not. It might have been, I might have misread it. It's usually not the fault of IT that the system. No, you haven't sent right. You can't blame the system. It's done blooming well for the last 30 odd years, isn't it? You think when that was created, it had nowhere near the level of import exports, even compared to when we were in the EU to deal with. And now, okay, it's had to be patched and patched and patched and patched. It's just crazy. I suppose that while it was working, they didn't want to spend the money on it, and it takes a long while to write these software. It's not, because it has to be tested and tested and tested and tested. But obviously they don't bother with that anyway. So, oh god, they should have done like shareware or something, open source. You might get a better job. Get the Linux onto it. Oh dear. An expert in dying right now. Very good, Duke. Hope you well, boy. I call you boy. I don't know how old you are anyway. You're probably older than me. You might be younger than me. I don't know. I call everyone boy or girl or lass. I don't know why. It sounds. It's a bit. Yeah. A bit old and fuddy duddy, really, isn't it? It's not really politically correct anymore. Anyway. Londoner. Sound effects now. He's moving. Oh no, I've got a soundboard. Has anyone seen my soundboard? I've had it a while actually. I used to use it a lot. No, that way. That's my soundboard. As you see all the lights, or all the little buttons that aren't lit up, yeah, they need some sound effects in them. All the ones that lit up have got sound effects in, or music. So I need to work on that. Once I get them, ones I want to keep, I'll stick with. But there's a few on there I need to replace anyway because they don't come through the system very well. They all sound a bit distorted when I play them via this for some reason. So I need to work on that. But I'm learning. But you've got to have your sound effects, haven't you? Or even a bit of music. Duke Vengeance said something and it's asked me if I got a show or not. Oh, that's because you said a poo word. That's all right. We can have that. I don't mind a poo word. I highly suspect that the Europeans don't give a flying what's it about the UK and its little titty baby temper tantrums and trying to get its own. It literally was happening. It's just painful and it's embarrassing. When I talk to my French friends here and what have you, and it does come into conversation. They don't bother about it. They don't care about it. But they do. They're curious in the sense of why, and it just seems like madness because everything that's going on is just so blooming obvious it was going to happen. No one wants to listen though. Yeah, even a couple of my kids say, "Well, we've had the vote now. That's democracy and all that." You're kidding? That was not democracy. Democracy is to be based on fact, not fiction. And then say, well, the Remain side, they lied as well. How come everything they've said, pretty much everything they've said, is actually coming true now? Oh, it's COVID. There you go. It does drive me a little insane. Oh, Jerry Powell, what motorbike have you got? I've got a Suzuki GXX 1400. It's a beast. I do like it. Oh, they haven't been able to go on much recently. Does the sound effect, by any chance, have a loud fart? Okay. I think I might be able to help you with that, or provide you with that. So let's get to it. Johnson is a
Kipper.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a bit of diarrhea actually. There wasn't really a fart. There's a little bit of fart in there, but anyway, Duke Vengeance says, I recall a German TV show in 2019 saying that the UK is standing on a springboard but doesn't dare to jump. That's a really good analogy. It's exactly what's going on. And they got to the point where they had to jump. They've been pushed now. Because one of the reasons they had to go ahead with all these checks is because obviously the EU's putting pressure on. But they want better trade with WTO as well. You've got to be able to secure your borders. But we've still got the problem, obviously, regarding Ireland. Oh dear. Oh no, Liz Truss, she's on the job. She's threatening Article 16 yet again. Oh, are you worried? Quite frankly, I just think it's just another bit of sabre rattling. I don't think anything's going to happen with that. Too dangerous. Flashing the crap because it's a fart. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. London says, if only one side lied, that would be bad enough. If both sides lied, well, yeah, because obviously it demeans the argument. You know, you lose all power. The problem is, if they're just based on obvious facts, just common sense, you know, it's a bit annoying, really, isn't it? Duke Vengeance says, actually, Marcus Remain did get one thing wrong. What did he get? We said Dover would be blocked by sheer lorry traffic. Actually, the opposite's happened. The lorries they're not coming here. That's a fair point. They're not. And I know some drivers here. Actually, literally down the road here, there's a haulage company here called Reynolds, and they've literally said no. We're not going to the UK. We've got enough business here in the EU. They used to drive to the UK, but they're not now. This is more aggravation, isn't it? Why would they want to? Yeah, before they were having to sit in lorry parks and stuff like that, and waiting. And now we've got the customs checks. They've got to deal with that as well. And this is all costs, all money. It's all money. Increase the fees and make them uncompetitive or non-competitive. England is like the Black Knight trying to block a road to the future. Yeah. There's an Irish saying that's very appropriate to Brexiters. Don't give cherries to pigs or advice to fools. Or a very wise man once said, those who vote for an idiot are well represented. Was it Gandhi? I think it was. Or was it somebody else? And Gandhi stole it. Blimey. Okay, so I'll get to the next bit. Well, I think I've kind of like had to put suck that one a bit dry at the moment. And this is going to be an ongoing problem because they're still having problems now. What I can tell is 1 minute's working, next minute's not, and this is causing a lot of aggravation. And some people have problems with their declarations. Some people aren't. It's just a system that's fallen flat on its face. It just doesn't work. It's not fit for purpose. No. It's merely a scratch. So I got distracted by the chat again. Anyway, let's get to the next bit. Because I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about our lovely Priti Patel. Well, not actually Priti Patel, but the fact that it's to do Priti Patel because, yeah, it's her job. This is absolutely disgraceful, as you know, the Borders Bill and the pushback. So, you know, basically what she's saying, with this new bill, if any boats coming from the EU to the UK, and they get into UK waters, the idea is Border Force going to come along and push them back, probably with jet skis or windsurfers or something. I'm not sure, but maybe something. Or poke them with sticks, turn them around. You go that way, back to France. And then France was like, no, you go that way. It'll be like in their war rooms where they've got big sticks with a bit of wood on the end and they're pushing little boats across the channel. I'm the kidding, Mr. Hitler. If you think it's very Dad's Army. Anyway, let's get to it. And this is in The Guardian. Oh, there it is. It's a boat. And it's Border Force. Crumbs, it's like Space Force. God, can you remember that? They always had to come up with this. What was that? Oh, what was his name again? Something about
one of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
Yeah, something like that. It was a very wise man. Very wise man.
Like you'll go person, woman, man,
right.
camera, TV.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah, Trumpy baby. Space Force and and all that sort of stuff, didn't he? Anyway, Border Force. That's where we go with the Border Force. So it's a force, and apparently it's supposed to look after our borders. And now we have our borders bill, so they've got more work to do. Poor devils. I hope they're getting overtime. Let's have a sip of coffee. Oh, they're all gone. This is a shout out to my dear missus. If she's watching, my coffee has gone. I need a coffee. Please. Anyway, UK Border Force could strike over Channel refugee pushback plan. Now, staff may take industrial action over this, over Pretty Evil Patel's reprehensible plan to turn back refugees, says PCS Union. This is by Nicola Slawson from The Guardian. Oh. Even The Guardian isn't that great these days. They don't report and everything. I don't want to register. I'll do that later. Click on that. Anyway, I don't know why that came out like that for. Anyway, Border Force officials could strike, stop working and, have some sort of billboards and placards and maybe they'll set like some tyres, maybe. I don't know. That's what they do in France. And go around with shitty John. Anyway, over Pretty Patel's morally reprehensible plans to turn back dinghies in the Channel, the union has said. The Public and Commercial Services Union, the PCS, which represents the vast majority of Border Force staff who would implement the pushbacks, has joined forces with the refugee charity Care for Calais. If you remember in yesterday's stream, I mentioned a charity that Caroline was helping with, and I believe it was Care for Calais. Anyway, to seek a judicial review of the policy. A tactic campaigners warn could put lives at risk. I don't think it'd be could, it'd be would. De facto. Anyway, Channel crossings have become one of the most politicised issues in British politics, with the Home Secretary, dare I speak her name, Priti Patel, staking her reputation on making the route unviable. Sounds like a vagina. Did I say that out loud? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking it. Anyway, a total of 28,300 people crossed the Dover Strait on board small boats in 2021. Triple the number for 2020. Now, there was reports and interviews a few weeks ago where refugees were saying it's actually easier now. Yeah, easier. Since Brexit. But now, with the Borders Bill going through, they're all trying to get over during this, the winter. When the seas are rougher and colder. Far more dangerous. You won't be in that sea at the moment. It'll be extremely cold. And the tides are higher, so the water will be travelling much faster. So you get in there, you're dead. You're gone. Sorry. Not pleasant people, these Tories, Anyway, a total of 28,300 people crossed the Dover Strait on board small boats in 2021. Triple the number for 2020, according to the figures compiled by the PA Media News Agency. Patel's border bill intends to reduce such numbers and contained until recently proposals that appeared to criminalise organisations such as the Royal National Lifeboat Institution for rescuing asylum seekers in the Channel. Now, if you can remember when our beloved Nigel Farage, he criticised on television on his, I'm not going to say it. Should I say it? No, I'm not going to say it. On some cruddy older news channel. Anyway, he was criticising the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. So it's like a taxi service for, he's saying migrants, I'll say refugees. Pretty much overnight, the Royal National Lifeboat Institution got around 200,000 in charitable donations, more than they would have done overnight. Good on Nige. So maybe this might have the same effect. This is just going to push up their charity contributions as far as I'm concerned, because I'd be more cared, be more for it, to be honest. Anyway, the PCS and Care for Calais intend to challenge the lawfulness of redirecting boats out of UK waters and back to France. And the union said the policy contravenes international law and is morally reprehensible and could expose border force officials to the risk of prosecution. Even if the court application is successful, the union has not ruled out industrial action and officials refusing to carry out the pushbacks. So basically, they're going to retaliate and say, sod you, we're not doing this. And good on them, that's what I say. I know the argument is, well, they shouldn't be in the Blink Channel anyway. Why are they in little boats? They're already safe. I don't think it's as simple as that. Anyway, the PCS General Secretary Mark Sawatka said, the legality of the pushbacks policy is in serious question. Now, we have been questioning this for some while, haven't we? And it is unlawful to turn back channel boats. We cannot have a situation where our members could be open to potential civil and criminal action for implementing a policy that they do not agree with, and know that it is not safe. If you know it's not safe, that's tantamount murder, isn't it? If you know your actions could potentially kill somebody, it's not just manslaughter, is it? Surely that is some form of murder. I know it's not necessarily intentional murder, it's still manslaughter. I don't know. Anyway, I'm no legal professional, as you can probably tell. Although we are hoping for a positive outcome from the legal proceedings, people should be in no doubt that the PCS strongly opposes this policy on moral and humanitarian grounds, and we will not rule out industrial action to prevent it from being carried out. Well, that pretty much scuppers Pretty Patel's plans, doesn't it? Which is, I think, is fan-dabby-dozy. Yeah. Anyway, Claire Mosley, the founder of Care for Calais, said, the proposed policy deprioritises the UK's duty under the domestic and international law to save lives at sea. It is for good reason that this duty is a cornerstone of international maritime law. I've talked about that before in previous videos. Now, if eroded, I fear it will enable the UK to devalue lives at sea. It risks opening the gates to horrific scenes that we've been seeing in the Mediterranean, she added. But what about the 27 people who already died in the Channel a couple of weeks ago? Was it 3 weeks now? Anyway, the Home Office spokesperson... Oh, God, there we go. Oh, dear, why did they bother? Let's have a look. Let's see if it's legitimate or not. Home Office spokesperson said, as a part of our ongoing operational response and to prevent further loss of life at sea, we continue to test a range of safe and legal options to stop small boats. That's safe. How is it safe unless you're actually going to put, escort them back, which you can't do because you'll be in, French seas. Making this dangerous, unnecessary journey. They say it's unnecessary, but they haven't allowed any legal routes. They say, only come in via legal routes. What legal routes? Build a giant slide? Is that included in the Borders Bill? Could it be a zip wire? Ooh, be a very long zip wire. Anyway, that'll be fun. Despite the Home Secretary's pledge to make crossings an infrequent phenomenon by spring 2020. When was that? More than 36,000 people have succeeded in reaching the UK in the last 2 years. The government continues to consider various options to tackle the issue and has invited businesses to a non-disclosure agreement-bound meeting in hoping of hearing and innovative ideas. What, like jet skis? Blimey! These people, they're just, yes, immoral. They are. And besides, what about the... Yeah, what about them? Oh, I'll go on the channel. That's bound to be sharks somewhere. Anyway, what you saying? Oh, David... Let's get rid of him. Put you in time. There we go. Oh, premeditated. That's the word. Yeah, premeditated murder. Or premeditated manslaughter. Whatever says premeditated. Oh no, I've got some bot comments. Oh, lovely. Bum 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 bum. Where are we going? Oh, crikey. There's been a lot of comments while I've been talking about that. No, it's an AK, the soundboard is. Separate doggy cam. Oh, can we have a separate doggy cam? That's a really quite cool idea, actually. As you know, I've got dogs. I've got 3 little doggies. I do actually have a harness that can take a sports camera, like my little DJI sports cam. So it might be quite fun to see if I can stream that. Just see what happens. Take for a walk with it. Just stream this cam. I don't think it's really relevant for this channel, but it might be fun. Oh dear. Mo Green says. Mo Green 9 says, "Come and visit me in the Netherlands, and you'll get a coffee." Not nations is bloody useless. Yeah, it's all talk. It appears to me. Second for the motion for a doggy cam. We need to take this issue serious. A little bit off point, isn't it? Okay, what about the channel crossings? Oh, here we go. London says Patel keeps coming up with more barbaric plans, and her popularity is still dropping because she's not succeeding in anything. She's got one idea after another, all as bad as each other, and none of them come to fruition. And needless to say, she's failing. But the problem is, Boris Johnson is losing friends, isn't he? You know, that geezer.
Tipper.
So he's trying to hang on to those who lick his bits. I mean, his toes. I mean, his feet. Yeah, kiss his feet. That's what, yeah. Something like that. Trade between Ireland and the rest of the EU is now avoiding the land route through Britain, that is, as they go bypassing it. It's a longer trip than on the ferry, isn't it? So he's saying here ports between ports in Belgium, France, Spain to Rosselaar and Dublin. Yep, that is happening. I can't remember how you said that. Was that 40 or 50 new routes? It's quite a few new routes, anyway. That's more business lost. There's the fuel that doesn't get sold. There's the fact that people that might stop for me or something. You know, the drivers they'll stop part way, or they might do cabotage, or you know, all these industries that, or potential sales that are lost. There's no shame in not knowing. The shame lies in not finding out. That's a good saying. Preet Patel, aka the Penguin. Yes, I don't know if you saw my one of my pictures. I put a face onto the Penguin. The Penguin, Batman Penguin. You know. We should stick Preet Patel in a dinghy. She sees how easy it is. Can you imagine that? But those little things, they're not travelling at any speed. Take hours and hours with the water lapping over the sides of the gunnels of these little inflatables. And they don't look like Zodiacs. They're not like the solid Zodiacs. They're not exactly like vinyl ones, you know, like the bright yellow things with a bit of blue on them. And a random number and a little bit of little bit of rope held on the sides. No, not that sort, but it's just they look a bit they do look very flimsy. And then they put so many people in. Crikey. As soon as you have that much water coming up your gunnels, up the side of your freeboard, so the freeboard is space on the side of your hull. So you've got the water out, so you're unstable. Because you've got so much weight below the water line. They're not designed for that. French lawmakers. I haven't read that one yet. So, whatever 133701 says, French lawmakers approve new vaccine pass after a fierce debate. Yes, there's been a lot of debates here. But if you watched my stream yesterday, Macron just said, I'm going to piss off all the anti-vaxxers. That's pretty much what he said. Emerde. Oh, it was. Son of a Viking was telling me it's also used. Words also used to annoy, but apparently it was as in the urination. Oh dear. I ain't got a problem. You know, we use the app, which I've left downstairs. I was going to show you, but I haven't got it here. Is it over there? Nope. Yeah, I left it downstairs. Anyway, I've got the app on my phone. It's, the app itself, if anyone knows the app they use here in France, well, pretty much all of the EU actually, is really pucker. It's so well designed. It just works. Unlike another one I can mention. 37 billion quid later. Right, so Nikos. Hi, I'm from Greece, and I'm very happy we remained in the EU zone. So yeah, good. 2021 closed with 8% plus growth, and 2021 looks like 5. Oh, do you mean 2022? Looks like 5% or more. No shortages of anything here. In hindsight, he's very glad that you left the UK. I can understand that because I do confer with a few people, and many of them have. Well, they're not being treated very well, to be honest. No, shameful. Xenophobia is rife. Oh yeah, don't forget to click like buttons, please. Oh, we've got 101 views. I haven't even looked, to be honest. I've been so kind of. Oh, I've got 107 people watching now. I've got 69 likes. Please click the like button. Don't cost anything. It doesn't. Yeah, that won't affect you. No, just move your finger and press it. Yeah, dislike if you like. It still has effect. Oh dear. Anyway, William George Fraser says Priti Patel, aka the Coob, as wide as she is tall and just as thick. I'm pretty fat. I can't, you know. I'm actually going on a diet. As soon as I've eaten all and drunk all the beer I had left over from Christmas, I won't be buying any more. That's my plan, and I'm gonna be doing keto because I don't before, and I lost a lot of weight doing keto. So I'm gonna lose a little weight. That's my plan, so I can put it all back on again. That's the fun bit. Something to look forward to. Oh, there's more down there. Yes, Duke.
Kipper.
Sir Bum. Hello, Sir Bum. How are you? London saying he's a bit upset how the EU treated Greece and Catalonia. I don't think they just didn't interfere, did they? What's going on over there? Were all the unofficial lockdown in the UK? Everyone is voluntary isolating. Yeah, lots of people are. So, but lots of people aren't. Lots of people aren't wearing masks, and lots of people aren't taking it seriously whatsoever. And there's lots of hospitals with 12-hour delays with ambulances waiting outside with patients in. I've even been told. I've actually somebody. I might use that later. Actually, somebody sent me a very long comment, and within that it said that they're actually having to put patients in the broom cupboard. It's not like tying up room. It's a room. Yeah, but it's just that they can't deal with it. It's not all hospitals, obviously. I know University Hospital in Norwich is struggling. You know, from where I'm from, in Norfolk. London says a 24/7 doggy cam. Well, my internet is restricted to 70 gigabytes a month. I think that might be a bit of a problem. Might delete the internet. Kit Kat. Okay, to show this. There you go. Health review. It's from Kit Kat, and she says, replying to the Londoner, she'd probably enjoy it. She's rotten to the core. That evil woman. Yes, Priti Patel. Obviously, she's a nasty, nasty person. She is. So what we got here. Why do they suggest pulls the children's bloated corpse from the water? We throw them back. France pay for the funeral. I think you're off, mate. Sorry. Goodbye. That's just fucking evil. Anyway, there's not. I'm not sure if I understood your comment there, Londoner, but how I read it, it was a bit nasty, so I got rid of it. I'm sorry if I misread it. There's not there's not even as many refugees coming here. The EU's countries have taken on what? Yeah, exactly. France, Germany, there's over 1 million. They've taken it, haven't they? Yeah, it's a huge amount of refugees. The UK's taken on about 20,000. There's no comparison. There's no comparison. But they need to keep the racists happy. That's correct. Anyway, have I got time? Oh, it seems to be flying past. We're in about an hour and 6 minutes. So I think I will do the next one. Which is Angela Rayner. Oh dear. Poor old Boris. But he is a
Kipper.
Yeah. Does the microphone sound okay? Because I don't know if I got it set up correctly yet. My levels look okay from this end. But I hope there's no artifacts or horrible noises going on in the background. Other than my heater that sounds like it's run out of paraffin and it's flickering over there. No wonder I'm getting cold. Right, okay. So, Angela Rayner, well, she's been at it again. In a good way. So, what has she been doing? What has she been saying? So, yes. This is by John Grace of The Guardian. So, Johnson fumbles and flails under pressure from Rayner. You know, Angela Rayner. Right. This was at the first PMQs after, the holidays of the year. So, it's faced with tough questioning. Now, Angela Rayner's filling in for Keir Starmer. Guess what? Got COVID again. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's rolling around in the stuff. Blimey. I haven't had it once yet, as far as I know. That's right. Okay, let's load that one. Right, okie dokie. There we go. Sounds good out here. Oh, that's good. The UK have an argument to refuse the arrivals if it didn't get involved in illegal wars and selling weapons to corrupt governments. The selling weapons to the corrupt governments, that really irritates the hell out of me. Involved in illegal wars. I don't know enough about that, to be honest. I don't really want to comment on illegal wars. It's not up to me to just decide whether it's illegal or not. Someone said Kipper. They did. That was Boris Johnson. To do little air pillows for kippers. Anyway, Angela Rayner. Oh dear. She did. She has a habit of saying things sometimes that maybe not the sort of things she'd be saying in the Parliament, but it still made me tickle when she called the Tories scum. Ha ha ha, under her breath, and it was heard. But quite frankly, she was right, because they are. Now, it's an ill wind and all that, with Keir Starmer testing positive for COVID for the second time in a matter of months. Is he wearing a mask? It was the Deputy Leader, Angela Rayner, who got, to take on Boris Johnson at the first Prime Minister's questions of the new year, which was just the news that Johnson didn't want to hear, because, Rayner is his worst nightmare, because he's a misogynistic, Kipper. One of them. Did he have a misogynistic Kipper? I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, first off, she's a woman. Yeah, and he's Alexander Boris the Pfeffel misogynistic Johnson, and has a major problem relating to women. I wonder where he gets that from, then. Ain't got anything to do with Stanley Johnson and the slapping of the derriere and all that, and the beating of his wife. Nice people, aren't they? No. Anyway, Boris has a major problem relating to women without mansplaining. More importantly, though, she's a working class woman. That she is. Who is very comfortable speaking her mind. That she is. Where Starmer may back off and on the side of caution and politeness. Raina is never happier than when going toe to toe, especially when she's up against someone who is struggling in the polls and whom she doesn't much respect or like. Definitely wouldn't date him. No. Ugh. Now, Raina began with a flick at the ongoing investigation into parties at number 10. It never hurts to remind your opponent of nasties coming down the road, no. Before homing in on the here and now. She was unsettling him. Put him on the tenterhooks. Now, in October, he had said that the fears of inflation were unfounded, given that inflation was now running at 6%. That's growing rapidly. And he managed to get it so wrong. For a moment, the trademark hesitations and incoherence aside, it looked as though Johnson might actually try to answer a question directly. Oh. We wait with bated breath. He even began a half-formed sentence at the end. And then halfway through he gave up and decided to do what he always does, when under pressure or not. He started lying. No. What, Boris? Never. How could he have forgotten to do something so natural to him? Maybe he was, under the Raina effect, a spell, so to speak. I said no such thing, he continued. It was pure invention, and that just happened to have been captured in an interview he had given to Sky. Okay. From that point on, Johnson was pretty much lost. Careering from one car crash to the next. In between, wittering on about cold weather payments and warm home discounts. He claimed it was worth £140 a week. It isn't. It's £140 a year. Oh, okay. So did he lie? Maybe. Though this is probably less a lie and, more than total ignorance. Well, he's an ignorant fool, isn't he? Let's be honest. He just bounced from one lie to the next, causing even greater self-harm. Because he believes that the people are all idiots. He believes that you're all idiots, that you don't, you can't remember stuff, or you can't read. You can't even watch the news, no. He feels he can pull the wool over your eyes. They won't notice, no. Anyway, he first tried to claim that the country would be in lockdown if Labour had got its way. Where he got this idea from is anyone's guess. Most likely it was his own wish fulfillment, and that he would have liked to do what he would like to have done he had not been too weak to face down the right-wing libertarians of the Tory party, the ERG, the Desmond Swains, and all those kind of people, nut jobs. All Labour had ever done was back Plan B, and said it would be guided by the scientific data. Oh. Okay. I don't think Johnson did he? He doesn't even turn up to any meetings. Cobra meetings and what have you. Then he smashed into the next lie. Labour was committed to nationalising the gas industry. It isn't. Starmer has specifically ruled that out. Then Rainer wondered why the government was so keen to rule out cutting VAT on fuel bills. As you're probably aware, the cap on energy is likely to be taken away. It's going to go up to about 3,000, I believe. which means that the energy firms such as British Gas, whatever, they can increase the cost of your fuel up to 3,000. I'm not sure what the exact figures are, but anyway, it's going to cost a darn sight more. And then Rayner was wondering why the government was so keen to rule out the cutting VAT on fuel bills, something Johnson had promised as a Brexit dividend. Does anyone know of one apart from how the EU are benefiting from Brexit? No? Okay. Anyway, Boris exploded into fake outrage. Faux. Oh, en français. How dare people who had voted to stay in the EU demand that he keep his promises? He was fully entitled to break as many as he liked to Remainers, and in any case Labour wants to rejoin the EU. Pure fantasy. Even the Lib Dems have given up on that one. Sadly. It's not going to happen anyway then. Yeah, I think everybody's must have pretty much come to that conclusion now. I think the UK is so damaged. Who wants damaged goods after all? When Starmer is faced with so many lies in a matter of minutes, he tends to have, a little mini meltdown and then kind of manhandles himself in the corner somewhere and cries. That's what he does. As if the idea of Prime Minister being unable to tell the truth does not compute with his version of reality. And you can sort of see his point. It's a sign of how low we've sunk into the shit that we've grown used to. The idea of Johnson, well, he's a serial liar. We don't expect anything else from him. But where care threats, Rayner runs with it. Sensing Boris was badly losing the plot. If you can lose something you never really had. Yes. She paused to ask if he was feeling okay. Or he's having the sweats, and his hair was sticking out in all directions, even though it was cut the other day. Yeah, he got a new tie as well, apparently. And he wasn't, no. He was having one of his worst days, yes. He's up against Angela Rayner. They said Claire Rayner then. Anyway, he knew that all his lies would unravel long before the end of Prime Minister's questions, but was unable to prevent himself from telling them. He was digging himself a whopping great hole. He was so busted, so exposed, that Emperor. Oh. He knew it, and his own benchers knew it. Some Tories tried to offer some encouragement. Their jobs are hanging by the same thread as Alexander Boris Tveffel Johnson's. And like it or not, they are symbiotically entwined with him. But it was all a bit half-hearted, not least because of all the Red Wall MPs care about their constituents. The cost of living, for instance, makes a big difference. Just people who have very little disposable incomes. Any increases, it means they've got nothing. In fact, they just go further into debt. Now, the session ended with Edward Lee moaning about foreigners. Lovely man. Boris couldn't bring himself to tell him Vote Leave had promised Indians they could come, to the UK post-Brexit. Yeah. These people. My mother was Indian, or half Indian. Nasty people. Anyway, things didn't much improve for Johnson when he came to give the COVID statement right after Prime Minister's questions. There again, it's never the easiest lie to spin. That you've made all the right calls for the right reasons, when everyone knows that you only did what your party would allow. Yeah, he's not really. He's just a mascot with weird hair. Very much thinning hair now. I think he must have implants. Actually, I think I might need them. Or more specifically, what the coronavirus recovery group would allow. Now, donkeys led yet by more donkeys. Now, Rayner pointed out some of the more obvious dangers of hospitals being overwhelmed. Operations cancelled and people with heart attacks expected to take a bus to the A&E. But it was the SNP's Ian Blackford who got to the heart of the matter. I do like Ian Blackford. I'm sorry, but I do. That man he just says it as it is. Are you a liar, Prime Minister? That did make me tickle. Riding out the pandemic had consequences. More people would die, which probably would affect Boris or many Tory MPs that much. No, it wouldn't, because they don't care. But it would certainly be one hell of a bummer for those who died. And for the... Excuse me, I have a drink. Oh, my giddy aunt. Oh, dear me, it's terrible, really, isn't it? And for their friends and families. So maybe now was a time for a bit more caution. A bit of humility. Only Johnson doesn't do caution or humility. He just ducks and dives, doing what he needs to do to get through to the end of the day, more or less intact. The consequences left to pile up, bodies piled up high. Today, tomorrow, and next. Well, Steve Baker, hardman Steve Baker, Brexit hardman Steve Baker, that is, and Mark Harper, two hardline members of the, ERG. Or is it the CRG? They keep coming up with new acronyms. Invited Boris to end all restrictions now. Now, in their world, it is their bravery, Spartans and all that. Become a Spartan for the measly sum of a once-only payment of £150 per annum. Automatic renewal applies. Anyway, invited Boris to end all restrictions now, and in their world, it was their bravery in standing up to Omicron that has forced it into being weaker than Delta. Now, had the government imposed another lockdown, Omicron would have been, inspired, that is, to be much stronger or something. Crikey. Whatever drugs they're on, count me out. Boris hummed and hawed before saying the Plan B restrictions ended in 3 weeks anyway, and he would see how things had panned out by then. Hopefully all those who were going to die would just hurry up and get on with dying. And during the next few weeks, so we'd then be able to, wing it again. It's home to something that surviving this episode of the pandemic will come down to luck rather than scientific judgment. Then Boris will be Boris. Oh dear. Follow the science. Well, I don't think they do. Do you? Anyway, that is that one. Let's see what you're saying. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doo. Oh, an hour and 23 minutes. Although I did do 8 minutes, and then it crashed right at the beginning, and then I started again. So what we got over here? Ooh. Blimey. Duke Vengeance says we've been trussed up like
Kipper.
Yeah. Now Greece would have fair point actually. RC says Greece would have had a far worse fate if it left alone without the monetary fund, the IMF. Pressure drop says Macron taking a leaf out of Johnson's book, peeing off the people. That did make me tickle. He certainly is. Oh dear. Then some people just sit aside the strength to say it how it is. Because at the end of the day, the anti-vaxxers, it's actually, I think it's about 5 million of them or something. It's quite a small proportion of the population. It's a minority. Alexander Rubinoff says, I feel so sorry for the refugees. If the boat takes on British water, all that toilet paper, oh, nasty. I don't know if that's appropriate, but hey, I did it anyway. Now, Catalonia did not follow legal route to independence. Yeah. And the EU did not and cannot interfere. That's a fair point, actually. It's a very fair point. They didn't. We obviously hope that Scotland is going to... Well, they're going to do their referendum, aren't they? That's what it sounds like. They're going to, even if Johnson says no, they'll still have a referendum, then after that go to the courts. Will of the people and all that. Apparently, Brexit's like that, don't they? You know. Oh, I've just been doing diarrhea. I forgot I've got some laxatives over there. We could do it, real time. Yeah, they do. They need to keep their racists happy. Alexander Romanov says the cross-channel ferries are running nearly empty since over a year now. They have, even taken the bigger ferries to Ireland, France direct routes and replaced them with smaller ones to Dover. They did. They shifted them. Some of the ferries that were doing the Dover-Cali run would literally have been shifted to do the longer route, missing the land bridge. Have I gone too far up? Hey, London's back. Starmer's better than Rayner. Yeah, I think Starmer's an extremely professional man. It's whether or not he's the right character to be able to win an election. That's my only argument. I don't know if the Red War's going to warm to... Well, they haven't warmed to him yet, have they? To be fair. He does talk a lot of sense, though. Apart from when he tries to pander to the Brexiters. That doesn't make any sense to me, but there you go. The reality's in front of our faces. So, Kim says, 2021, the UK leaves the EU. 2022, Germany legalises weed. Is there any connection? And what do the Illuminati have to do with it? What's that other thing? Is it Bundes thing? There's some other weird kind of secret group. Is it Bundes or something? I don't know. I'm thinking about the Bundesbank. I don't know. Some weird thing. You notice in Parliament, when the woman is asking questions, bodge a question, and he always calls them her instead of Right Honourable Lady. I haven't noticed that. I'm going to have my beady ears open now. Starmer takes 500 words to say, nah. Yeah, I don't know, sometimes he really holds balls to account, but no one's listening. I just think it's all about delivery. Angela Rayner, she definitely has the ability to deliver a point. Starmer, he's a calculated man, but he doesn't have that passion behind it. It's just not there. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's quite surprising. And other times it's just a bit, what's next? Next, please. Dear me. Oh, it's a bit like the GVMS system. It's just like, it's just boring. And do you know what?
It says nah.
Yeah, that surely did. So, okay, what we've got? Boris is doing his best. His best Johnson. His best Johnson. Boris is socially distanced from the truth. Yes. The thing is, it's worked for him, isn't it? Because people always listen to, well, not everybody, obviously, but people read the headline. And they see a shocking headline, and they might read the first paragraph, but the rest of it goes to the wayside. So they've got all the shock content, and it's already instilled in their minds what the answer is. They don't know what the facts are. They can't differentiate from the facts because they haven't read the rest of it. How many times do you read an article, you go, oh, that's shock, and it gets, oh, okay, isn't that bad, really, is it? And that's a problem with the media, with reporting these days. Because everyone is so desperate to get that reader, to get that viewer, to get your numbers up. And that's why we have clickbait. I did a little experiment with that, actually, on a Facebook. I put one of my videos up on Facebook, the one about driving licenses. And I literally said on there that it was about driving licenses and not about the haulage. And it was surprising the difference that made in the actual click-through rate, just by clickbaiting it. So you see why people do it. There's truth in it, but obviously it was what I was saying, but it wasn't exactly correct. So it's it's maddening. It's maddening. People are not interested in that. They won't be shocked. And good news doesn't sell. London says he should have asked him where he got his suntan. Oh God, yeah, I remember that, London. I saw that on Twitter. He looks really ill, doesn't he? That man was referring to somebody. I can't remember his name now. Probably a lord something or other. Mark Hart wasn't, no. What was his name again? A Londoner. Yeah, he's bright orange. Or bright red, actually. He looks like he's a pure example of a gammon. And I can't remember his name. Oh, old geezer. But he looks like he's got that skin condition. But also, he looks like he's an alcoholic and he's just bright red. You know, where all the top alcohol's trying to get out of your body. Boris wants real hair. William George Fraser says, I'd like to know which of Bozo and his hair will be out of number 10 first. It looks like he's getting bolder, but he's getting really thin. That's because he plays with it too much. No, his hair. He plays with it too much. He's constantly doing stuff with his hair. And he's probably also a product. He's probably constantly washing it or something. He doesn't wash the rest of them. He certainly doesn't put a suit on correctly. He can't carry a suit. He can't. He's no clothes horse. Mostly job because they're a threat to society. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, message retracted. Oh, what is that, RC? What he says, 1.3 million left the UK in 2020 and 900,000 in 2021. Crikey. You don't do it. No, they're too busy with refugees, trying to jail the refugees. Tixian. Patrick Baker says Labour should try to delay the next election as long as possible. People need to realise the shit that they got. The shitstorm they voted for. And I think, didn't they? In that, I think he intends to do the next general election in the winter because he thinks that people, up the red wall and what have you, don't come out in the winter to vote. The November election, usually in the summer, isn't it? So, yeah, so delay as much long as possible and just wait for all the shit to hit the fan and how bad everything is. I don't think it's going to take that long anyway, to be honest. I think we're going to rapidly be seeing a lot of problems. Hello, Ginger Grass. Good morning to you too, and happy first anniversary of Trump's attempted coup. That even rhymes. Oh my God! But don't forget, it could be fair to Trump. 5,000 dead people voted, apparently. So, Ultraplo says in response to Ginger Giraffe says, "I'm the Trump basher here. I've been doing it since November 2015." I think we've all been doing that. We're all going to have a bit of Trump bashing, haven't we? He is a very
Like you
wise
go
man,
person,
I must say.
woman, man, camera, TV.
Yeah. He's another orange man. Boris has a physique of a sad sack of raggy dolls. Okay. That was random. Okay, the point is keeping. Tixon says the point here is to keep dangerous people at safe distance from others. Not being vaccinated is not a crime, obviously. Yeah, that's what Macron was saying, and shouldn't become one. Yet it certainly increases the threat to others. And that's what he's referring to regarding. Because I mentioned I yesterday's stream I talked about it, and he'd basically said, how can you put these people in front of our frontline nurses, what have you? Because they just see them as people who need help. and they're putting them at risk. And how many doctors and nurses have actually died of COVID doing their job? Shocking. Bear with me. I don't want to miss anyone out if I can help it. Mad Monk, 33. The longer Boris, the blonde mutant variant Johnson, is in power, the more chance of Scottish independence. What we need to do, we need to send him up to Scotland to try and sell the Conservative dream. Yeah. Everyone will vote SNP then. And everyone will vote to leave the Union. Oh, what's this? Exactly. Oh, that's okay. It's fine. I have to go through here because what happens is you get certain ones that get flagged by YouTube saying, no, is that okay? Are you going to allow it? Do you show it? So I did click show if it's okay. And I keep getting these bot comments, which are very annoying. Right, I'll get rid of that. Remove. And another one. Oh my god. Don't really want to be dealing with them. No, I don't. So anyway, that's I didn't think I was actually going to have time to do all that lot, and I have. So it's an hour and 36. I didn't want to keep going on about 2 hours because I end up getting a bit how to put it, a bit mumbly. Boris wants Harry Potter here. Okay. Pressure. Somebody said something up here. Pressure. Oh, pressure drop. Pressure drop. Okay. Okay. Right, I think I'm going to call that it. I don't. How many people here anyway? I haven't even looked. They got 90 people. That's pretty cool. I got 105 likes. Cool. If you haven't already liked, please click that like button. And if you don't subscribe, please subscribe and click the little bell notification icon. And maybe you might get a notification. I'm not going to say you will because YouTube doesn't always send them out for some reason. I don't know why. I've been trying to put on a little post in the community bit on my channel whenever I say I'm going to go live. And I'm going to at the moment, I'm going to try and do a 1 o'clock my time, so it's 12 o'clock your time in the UK, each day. That's what I'm trying to stick to at the moment. That might change later, but I want to do a couple of evenings, maybe 3 evenings, probably 2 evenings a week as well. Which at the moment, I don't want to interfere with Max Spare. So it's probably going to be a Thursday evening and maybe Monday evening to get enough distance in between. And unless something comes up, and I think it might be a good idea to do a live stream, I'm not going to do that on the weekends unless something pops up that's interesting or warrants me doing it. That's what we get. Just go for it. Because on the weekends, I'm planning to do I want to do 2 streams on the weekend, fairly longer streams for my woodworking channel, Wally Bar. And I'm going to do a project probably over 2 days. And I don't have many people watching, obviously, but it produces a video anyway. I think I had about 15 people last time I did it watching, which is cool. It's cool. It's nice to have people there. And also the channel's really tiny. So you've got to start somewhere, haven't you? So anyway, this weekend, starting on Saturday, I am going to be making. If you know France at all, you'll know that we have letterboxes. Not letterbox like in your door that you have in the UK. A bit more like the United States, where you got like a little box outside and you put your mail in it. Now, all the post factors, they have a little key and they can put mail inside, either through the slot if there's a letter, or a parcel can go in there. That's pretty cool. Anyway, the one we've got at the moment, I made into a house. It looks pretty cool. It mimics our house. So it's pretty cool. But the web's got to it, and I made it out of old packing plywood, which is all like delaminated and what have you. So now I've decided I'm going to make a new one, and I think I'm going to do a gargoyle. fend off the evil spirits. Or bills. More like factors. Yes, so it's going to be a big gargoyle over the top of the box, kind of protecting. That's the idea. So it's like guarding the box. That's what I think. Maybe. And have wings. I don't think I can make it over 2 days, but I'm not using plywood this time. I think I'm just going to do it all in pine and maybe some hardwoods as well, whatever I got. And using a process, partly using a process, we use a scroll saw called intarsia. That's like a jigsaw puzzle of wood. Each element is effectively a different piece of wood. That's the plan, and that's going to be on my stream starting this Saturday. I'm not sure what time it's going to be. I think it's probably going to be 12 o'clock my time, so it'll be about like 11 o'clock UK time. So I want to leave a bit of time in the afternoon so we can walk the dogs. Because sometimes the stream runs on and then it gets dark because the nights obviously ain't pulled out yet. And but yeah, things might change later regarding the times. At the moment, I want to do a daily stream at 1 o'clock. Probably not on the weekend for all shorts. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. It really depends. Other than that, I'll be doing a weekend streams on my Wally Bra channel. That one. So anyway, thank you for being here. It's very much appreciated. And like I say, don't forget to click like or dislike, whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter either. It's all interaction after all. So yeah, let's just say bye. I've got to find out where you've gone now. What? The chat box. Oh, there it is. Somehow I covered up the chat box. I've got 2 chat boxes going on. What's it? What is it? 2? That's strange. Do they say the same things? No, they don't. Oh no, that's the old one. The one that failed. Anyway, yeah. So gargoyle with Farage's face. Oh my god, that would be scary. I don't know. French might get the wrong idea, mightn't he? Bye, Kit Kat. Thanks for being here. Yeah. So nice one. Cheers, Gingers. What my gargoyle plans? Yeah, my gargoyle plans. All I hope to do. Yeah, I want to try and get in some kind of routine with these streams. Because it's not very helpful because YouTube don't send my notifications out for some reason. I don't know why. And so people aren't really getting notified in time regarding on the posts that I do prior to the stream. So not everyone knows. So yeah, Ginger actually loves gargoyles. And you need a new mailbox. Oh, you're in America, aren't you? You're in the States. So yeah, it's we have like a little metal box, which is, I bought a new one for it. So there's nothing wrong with the old one, but the problem is if I use the old one, we won't have a letterbox while I'm making it. So I thought it might be a good idea to get a new one. It's time to buy a new letterbox. So I did. And we're going to create this new arrangement with the letterbox. Hopefully it's going to look really cool and hilarious. I want people to drive by and I want to put a smile on their face. That is the plan. And a little old letterbox lady. The fact is, yeah, when you come to put them out, I want her to giggle. That's what I want. Yeah. Life is so stressful these days. You know, if you put a smile on someone's face, it's got to be worth it, isn't that? You know. Yeah, and all that. Oh dear. Okay, starting your stream at the same time as Phil's video comes out. It's quite tricky. Yeah, it feels good though, isn't he? He is. He's got. He's got. Yeah, all his videos he does in one take. He does it all in one take, and he's just sussed it. There you go. Max does his as one whole piece as well. He doesn't edit his, and you know. As a skill, if I try and do that, I sometimes get there, and something I've got to keep re-recording, or I just edit it and chop bits out. But otherwise, no. Oh yes, what you didn't get that warm? So Peter Stewart didn't get his warm fuzzy feeling either. It's getting really annoying. I don't know why they're doing it to me. My channel's been hit so hard by YouTube. I know I've talked about this before, but it has been really, really badly hit. I don't know what's been put into the naughty corner. It didn't get a present anyway, not from Santa. Oh, the idiots who say that vaccines don't work, I'm sure they estimate 50 million who, yeah, exactly, I'm sure they would. It's saying that the 50 million people died of the Spanish flu epidemic I'm sure they would love to have a vaccine. Yes, definitely. Where would we be without it? That's my argument. I think we'd be in a very bad place. Yeah. That would be good at all. Blimey. Anyway, I'm running on again, as I do. So it's time for me to say love you all and ta-ta. Hope the mic was okay. I've got another one, actually. I'm going to run on again. I bought two of these mics. One's a used used one. And that is what I'm going to use for streaming. This one's actually, I got this one for to do my voiceovers for my videos. So this will be going back down to, into the studio, into the office, which is where I do my voiceovers. So that's what I'm going to use this microphone for. And the other one, I'm going to do something with it. I'm going to make it look cool somehow. I don't know how, but I'm going to make it look cool. So anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you. Oh, go back. We've screwed everything up that we have. So, ta-ta. Don't forget, click like. Oh.